Hi boys and girls, today we're going to talk about symmetry, and I'm going to teach you how to do a couple art projects using symmetry. First of all, we need to know what symmetry is. An object is symmetrical when one half is a mirror image of the other half. And an object may be divided by one or more lines of symmetry. So, with our other art project that we did this week involving butterflies, we can use butterflies again to see symmetry. If we look at this butterfly, it has a dotted line drawn through the middle. If I were to fold that butterfly in half, the left side and the right side would match up exactly. And that's kind of what I wanted you to notice the other day when you were doing your butterfly art projects. Real butterflies are symmetrical. There are other things that are symmetrical too, like shapes. This shape only has one line of symmetry because it can be folded across that line of symmetry and have two sides that are exactly the same, but it can't be folded anywhere else and have two sides exactly the same. This one can have many lines of symmetry, so it can be folded many different ways and still be symmetrical on either side. And this triangle can only be folded once to show a line of symmetry. Even letters have lines of symmetry. An S doesn't, because you can't fold an S like this and have two exact sides meet up with each other. But you could with this H. You could fold it up and down or side to side. And the A you could fold like this. And the E you could fold like this. Now we can do the same thing using a piece of paper. So this rectangular piece of paper has two lines of symmetry. We could fold it the hamburger way like this. That's one line of symmetry. But for our art project, we are going to fold it the hot dog way, which is the other line of symmetry that this piece of paper has. And do your best to line it up. Now I'm going to put the folded edge on the left side and the edge where it opens on the right side for this. And first, I'm going to teach you how to draw a hippo using a piece of paper and symmetry. Okay, we're going to start with a line up top here, and it needs to start right at that crease edge, and we're going to curve inward. And then we're going to do kind of like a hexagon that's missing one line for the ear. We'll draw a line that doesn't quite touch either side of the ear there. And then we'll curve it up for the inside of that ear. Then we're going to come down with kind of a wavy line. And then I'm going to go back over to the middle here, across from this line. And I'm going to draw a little bit of a straight line. And then we're going to go up into kind of a curved triangle shape, come back down, and we'll curve over here, kind of round this out. And now I want it to connect back over here with the folded edge of the paper. So I'm going to start over here to make sure that I can get that line to connect. If you have to erase, you definitely can, but you don't want to do it after you've done the symmetrical part of this. Okay, so then we're going to add a little oval in here for our hippo's nose. We're going to add a big oval up here for his eye, and a little oval inside of that, and then a little circle inside of that. Just a curved line here for his eyebrow. And then we're going to put kind of like a rectangle down here. It's going to be a little bit more curved than that for a tooth. And then we're going to add some dots. Make sure you're drawing a little bit hard so that way when we trace this on the other side, we can see through it. And now I would tell you to put this up against your window to trace the other half. It's kind of hard for me to film up against my window, So I've got a really fancy light board that I'm going to use. And then we'll flip this over. And then up against my light board, hopefully you can see that. I can see the line right through. And if you do this against your window, you should also be able to see the lines you drew right through the other side. Now this is how we're going to make it symmetrical, because we're going to make the mirror image on the back side of what we just drew. Okay, so now I'm going to trace it, and do your best job at tracing these lines because you want it to be as symmetrical as possible. Once you think you have everything, you can unfold it. I'll move my light board for this. And that's what you should have. So then you can outline it with a Sharpie and color it just like this. And there's my finished hippopotamus. Now I'm going to show you how to make a duck as well. So I'm going to need a new piece of paper, and I'm going to fold it in half again, just like I did before. And I want the folded side on the left side and the open part on the right side. Now I'm going to start maybe an inch below the top of my paper, and we're going to start right at that edge again, right here. And I'm going to curve downward. Kind of like that. Now I'm going to take this part in just a little bit here. This is going to be part of my duck's head. And then we're going to do his bill, and that's going to go outward like this. And we'll stop halfway, and then I'm going to curve this edge in. And I'm going to take it in just about that far and go up here. This is actually the start of the bill. Now, kind of across from where this came in, go down just a little bit there. And we're going to make a line, kind of go in, not quite straight out. It's going to point upward a little bit. And then I need to connect this line to this line, and it's going to curve. So I go like this, and then we'll curve this edge in and bring that straight to the edge of our paper. And underneath it, about not quite an inch in, we're gonna go make a line like that. Curve the edge in, connect it to the edge of my paper. And we'll kind of do the exact same thing on the inside. This is where the duck's tongue is going to be. And then right here, kind of where my beak is curving, I am going to go downward. We'll give him some feathers for his neck. Up top on the beak, we're going to give it kind of like a upside down teardrop shape. And then I want a line straight up from here. And now it's time for his eye. An oval, another oval inside, and a little circle there. And then we'll give him some raised eyebrows. Okay, and now I'm going to use my light board again. But again, you guys can just use a window to trace. And we'll flip it over on the back side there. and you should be able to see the lines right through the paper so that you can trace. And again, do your best job tracing so that way it is symmetrical. Okay, and then when you're done tracing, you can unfold it. And there we have a duck. And then I'm going to outline and color it again just like this. And now you have a duck and a hippo that are super cute and you can put on your wall. You can also use this technique to draw a butterfly, just like that geometric butterfly project that we did the other day. If you didn't have a printer and you wanted to draw it yourself, this is a great way to make sure that either side of your butterfly looks symmetrical, just like a real butterfly.